Now let's go on over to Zechariah chapter 6. I want to give you some more wonderful, inspiring news. We got to go back and talk about the branch. I've got to correct a correction. Christ rules in the background. He's calling the shots. Elijah's in front of him every day, but the visible front man is Elijah. So let's see if I've correctly understood all the details of who the branch is. Remember, Christ is the vine, we're the branches. You got three branches that, the two witnesses, so you got three branches who are all centered around Christ the vine, who's the vine that came out of Egypt and so forth. So let's read one more time, Zechariah 6. In verse 11, take these 4 crowns, set them on the head of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest. And just like chapter 3, and speak to him, saying, thus speaks the Lord of hosts, saying, behold the man, just say to him, behold the man, not the Lord's anointed, not the angel of the Lord, the man whose name is the branch. Now here's where you get into almost, it's impossible this is Christ. And I don't know how I missed it. I'd known it long ago and then I forgot about it. His name is the branch. Branch means his name is the sprout. So it's the sprout. The Jews translate it the shoot. Does Christ sound like a sprout to you? Okay, let's keep reading. Sound like a sprout? Hey, young sprout. That's what people say to a child. I got called a young sprout at times. The sprout, and he shall sprout out of his place. Is Christ somebody who's a sprout, who's going to sprout out of his place? Where's his place? Well, why isn't he descending from heaven? Why does he sprout up instead of descend from heaven? Why isn't he descending? Why is he sprouting up out of his place and not heaven? Now, you know what place there is? Place is depressed. It means depressed. So how is Christ coming from heaven and it's a place called depressed? That's all it means. Behold the sprout who will sprout up out of a depressed condition. When we are all exalted, you too, we were abased before that. The poor of the flock are depressed. They're in a depressed condition. How could Christ in glory in heaven possibly be considered in a place that's depressed? This is setting something up because, you're really talking about yourself. We're all branches. It's just God uses this one man as a kind of a type of what we would all expect. We're all going to sprout because we're all branches. So you're just using one man. So you're reading about yourself while looking at this one kind of, we'll call him a prototype. So it suggests he comes out of an anonymous background. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 21 says he just strolls out from among the people. If he's like Moses is he's up with sheep in the hills. I haven't seen him for a while. Where's Moses? That's where it comes from. He came from a very depressed condition. He had an interesting background, but he came out of a condition where he was kind of shattered and didn't want to believe it was his job to go take Israel out of Egypt, even though he knew it was his job for a long time and he tried it once on his own. But look at him. So it's a fascinating way to understand it. If you go to chapter 3, and you don't have to go there, he kept a charge, which is a watch. He kept a watch, and then he becomes a watchman. He proved himself a watchman in this life before becoming watchman to Israel. He's called, he said, you kept my watch. That's what charge means, which means observance, sentry, post. He was just a watchman. He did his job. Remember, my charge is to make everything plain.